Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it is time once again for open mic night with the Driving to the Top gang. I am Big Rich. To my right on your screen, my left, realistically, it is Haas. What's going on, buddy?
Put a ring on it. Put my 8th ring on because I'm bringing the hot sauce today. We just won our 8th national championship Sunday, and I'm ready to get drunk as shit this weekend and celebrate it.
Tremendous World Series, Coastal Carolina and LSU in the finals. To his right, Jason, our Dodger guy out in LA. What's going on, buddy?
Not much, my friend. Thank you for having me back on. Looking forward to a little bit of open mic night tonight with you guys.
And below him, the guy that steers the ship around here, Adam. What's cooking, dude?
Nothing. I'm getting yelled at because I shaved. I was getting too fucking hot.
Welcome to Texas, buddy.
So I put my according to work, I put my week notice in. I guess I fucked up there. I don't know. I told them I could work next week 4 to 8. They didn't like that response, so I'm only working there till Saturday. Then I start my new job Monday.
Hey, congratulations, man. Good deal.
Yeah, congratulations.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
Rav, I'm not talking to you. You're Orioles, man. Gee, Matisse. It ain't the Orioles' fault. Freaking Chris Martin. Come on, man. What's up, Rav?
Who are we talking about? Chris Martin?
Yeah, for the Rangers.
Oh.
Rangers pitcher throws 6 no-hit innings against Baltimore, gives up a hit and a walk in the 7th. They bring in Chris Martin. It's now 5-4 Baltimore. 3 bombs.
Sounds like a Paul Skeens outing.
And right below my
the
picture,
Rangers had a mighty have fallen, man. Like they were in the World Series competing, and they've just really fell off the.
Yeah, the Rangers just aren't hitting right now for whatever reason. Their pitching's been pretty good, but their hitting has been horrible. And right below me, it's Ken, the Bear fan. What's going on, buddy?
What's up, man? How you guys all doing? Don't you love football off season?
I hear all these people talking about now that the NBA playoffs is over and the Stanley Cup's over, and they're all depressed that all we've got is baseball to talk about. We got a little while till training camp starts for the NFL. And I don't mind it, but I'm a baseball guy. I think we all are baseball fans to a degree. You guys don't sink into a depression, do you? I mean, it's not the next 60 days are going to be horrible.
Well, I mean, Rich, after watching that Cubs series this weekend, Jesus.
See, remember back in the 90s, 2000s, before they had the Spring Football League back, we had to go 6 months without any sort of football. Now with the UFL we just had and everything, all we got is what, 6-7 weeks until we see football on our TV.
We got like 45 days till the Hall of Fame game.
Yeah, in July. We got a whole 12 months of football. Now, I've never had that happen before.
This is that part of the year, though. Like Rich is right, though. You got the NHL stopped. The NBA's over. You've got baseball. MLS isn't playing right now, right? They're in their hiatus for a little bit.
They start back tomorrow.
You got
gold going on.
Bundesliga, Premiership, all that. La Liga, they're done until August, September. They're doing their summer tours.
Yeah, all the international leagues are off until August. They doing those whatever exhibition.
Yeah, the summer. Yeah, come tour the America and play MLS teams and stuff like that. So this is that part. It's not like October where you get football, basketball, hockey, baseball, soccer. You get the full smorgasbord of sports. And for the NFL, this is that time where it's like, okay, what rumor can we come up with? And at least today there was an interesting one, or not an interesting rumor, but something interesting to talk about from the NFL, and that was trash talk. I don't know if you guys read the quote on that. It was from Cam
Jordan.
Cam Jordan. He's like, "Let us talk trash again." That's the big news in the NFL today. Let us talk trash.
Absolutely. Let us get 5 seconds of celebrating and talking trash. That was the best football.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the
Give me a couple minutes. Biggie.
If you don't want people taunting you, it's real simple. Stop them.
Let's go back to the 90s minus the Cowboys Super Bowl wins.
Let me tell you guys something. Let me tell you guys something. This, I'm sure Haas is going to agree with me. He's going to agree. That College World Series that I just watched, that game where Cade Anderson pitched, that was as coolest thing as I've ever seen on a baseball field. 130 pitches.
Never took him out.
I mean, it was sensational. These national guys who are getting all this money to talk sports and whatever, if you can't enjoy that, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. And like, there's plenty of, it's not just football, but like, I know Rich, you like the NASCAR. I mean, I know I've always watched wrestling in the summer. It's not really a sport, but I've always liked baseball, minor league baseball. So miss me with these guys complaining about summer and all that.
Right.
I mean, I just can't get. I mean, that College Baseball World Series championship, that first, I mean, Cade Anderson, that was as good as anything I've ever seen. So, yeah.
Go ahead. Finish up.
Let's finish. Go ahead.
I was going to say, and the worst part of it was the next day, you had the absolute most bullshit situation in the history of championship sports when Coastal Carolina's head coach and first base coach get chucked for no reason.
Yeah, because he was arguing about balls and strikes, and
he wasn't arguing. They have the audio. He asked, "Where was the pitch?" He wasn't arguing it. He was asking where the pitch was, and the umpire, like a lot of these umpires do now, got all high and mighty and chucked him in the first inning. And then the first base coach, of course, defends him, and he gets chucked for asking the same question. You're in the first inning of the championship game. It's ride or die. You know, Carolina's ride or die at that point. And you lose your first base coach and your manager or head coach. The umpires, this major league thing where umpires are making it about them is trickled down the NCAA. Oh, man. I mean, that was...
They generally in no sport take it from an assistant coach. They almost never do that. They let the manager, the head coach, cuss them out all day long, but they're not going to. I knew the first base guy was going to. They weren't. If they were going to put up with the head coach, they weren't going to put up with the first base coach. But I totally agree. Too quick of a trigger there. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I had fun with it. I'm sorry. Look, I'm going to have to jump ship. Fuck.
There we
My
go.
bad. I hit the wrong thing. Fuck, I'm sorry.
Marcus went into his room. Marcus went into his studio.
I went to click something else and I accidentally hit the studio. I thought I uploaded it on this.
That's okay. Jay left and made it from Dodger Park all the way back to his house in a matter of 30 seconds.
I don't know. It was really weird. My screen went black, complete pitch black, and then blank for like, I don't know, a minute. And then I logged out, logged back in, and I lost my virtual background. Now I can't get beautiful Dodger Stadium back up. What's going on here,
Charles is lost in the Matrix now.
Rav's got the skyline going now.
Yeah.
Welcome to the craziness of modern technology, man.
Right?
You'll have to wait. You'll have to wait until you listen on or watch On the Go on Friday, because I added I'm making it a little comical now. I added video clips, and I was going to do a joke saying, how many coaches you got left in the press conference, where he says, not a whole lot. I was going to have that playing, and then I was going to throw in where they were saying, oh, Coastal Carolina fans were saying this is rigged. I was going to pull the Rock up. Shut up, bitch.
Well, you got a new sound bite you can use today.
I like the video clips, but
if you're talking about, the umpires not doing what they're doing.
Go ahead, Ken. What you got?
The new video, what he could use for the video, if you're talking about the umps not knowing what they're doing, use a little President Trump snippet from today.
Oh, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. You understand? Yeah, I got that. I like the one the NFL memes one did.
That was when he was asked about what the Pirates are doing with Paul Skeens. Why aren't they building around him? Was that the question?
I mean, never have I heard, not to be political, but I've never have I heard a president drop an F-bomb, but he didn't just drop it. He dropped it with authority. We can use that in sports clips all summer now. What do you think about that?
Well, they will.
What the fuck are doing?
I'm going to debut it Friday. Watch.
That's what I'm talking about. What do you think about the way the Chiefs front office has handled the offseason? They don't know what the fuck they're doing. You can use it for everything.
You got to.
And then he did the walk off, right?
Yeah.
He didn't even
Yeah,
let
the mic drop.
He didn't even get another chance. Right?
Mine's gonna have the ending where he says, "You understand." I'm gonna have that make it better. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. You understand? That's gonna be my clip.
Yep. Boom.
Well, I got something I can bring up.
Sports podcast was all everywhere. Rejoiced over that today.
They're gonna use that.
I thought it was hilarious.
Oh, I cried laughing. They're gonna use that a lot more than The Rock. Off is the direction you could fuck. Okay.
Dude, they said he was on 0 hours of sleep for like 2 days.
I would too if I would drop that too if I had
I'm not
0 hours
surprised.
sleep. Tell you what,
That's what the job requires. No sleep.
I tell you what surprises me. I gotta get y'all take on this. I'm gonna have to change sports real quick. Kevin Durant coming to the Houston Rockets. Dylan Brooks and Jalen Green going to Phoenix. Okay, hear me out. Real talk. Having him with Amin Thompson, Shageen, Jabari Smith Jr., and Fred VanVleet on the starting lineup. What would you think that? What would you grade that starting lineup with KD? Thumbs down.
I'd grade it a B-.
You know what?
Yeah, I was
I don't
gonna
even
say
grade them
C.
anymore. Ever since the LeBron, let's make the team of Miami, and the NBA has morphed into this. Let's make super teams with 3 good guys who can just sit there and shoot threes all day. To me, the NBA is, I don't know where the NBA made that change. It allowed certain things to happen, but it's gotten, and so when, Durant's going to make a new super team. Great, whatever. I mean, honestly, that's my honest reaction to it. And I was like, okay, whatever, fine.
Here's my thing. My whole take on it. Kevin Durant is one of the most dynamic and explosive scorers that's ever played in the NBA, regardless of what era of basketball we're talking about. But what team has Kevin Durant made championship caliber? And don't go into Oklahoma City when the Thunder went to the finals when he was there, because they also had James Harden on that team. They also had a couple of other guys that were good, Steven Adams and whatnot. But
Westbrook.
Thank you, Russell Westbrook. Just by himself, what team or teams has Kevin Durant helped make better? He couldn't get it done in Phoenix. He couldn't get it done in Oklahoma City. He didn't get it done in Golden State because he went chasing the ring in Golden State, because they already had a couple guys named Steph Curry and Klay Thompson in place there, and Draymond Green in the primes of their career. So while Kevin Durant is an outstanding offensive player, one of the most prolific scorers ever, he is also, I think, one of the most overrated stars because he has never made a team championship caliber. Just like Russell Westbrook has never made a team championship caliber. And even to an extent, LeBron James has never made an NBA team championship caliber. So while Houston gets better on the periphery, I'm not convinced that even at his age, if Kevin Durant can't lead a team to the NBA championship at age 25, how do we know he's going to lead the Rockets to an NBA championship at age 35? Houston eventually dumped James Harden because it didn't work. All right. There's a reason why Kevin Durant has been on so many teams, aside from chasing rings. He does not make teams championship caliber. He will bring fans into that arena, but he will not help them get a ring. Do I like the deal from Houston's standpoint? Yes, because I think they made the Phoenix Suns look like chumps in that deal. All right. I still don't know how Phoenix is going to make Jalen Green and some of their other guys.
Dylan Brooks there with Devin Booker and
yeah, thank you very much. I don't know how the hell Matt Ishbia is going to make that play there with Booker and Green and the others. But getting back to Durant, I'm sorry. To me, he's overrated. Doesn't make a team championship caliber. That's my take.
Well,
To support your argument, Jason, let me give you 7 numbers: 35, 55, 47, 39, 8, 75, 62. That's the number of games each season in the last 7 years Kevin Durant has played.
So I thought you just
So he's 36. He's a walk-in injury, and you're not going to make a team better when you're not on the court.
Well, let's go even further though. Like, and as Jason was speaking, I was thinking this. You can't compare any of these guys to like Jordan, Bird, Magic.
Nope.
Why? Because
No.
these guys, when they showed up, they wouldn't assemble an all-star cast of players who were already stars in the NBA. They made people stars on their team. They drafted good young players like a Kevin McHale, a James Worthy, Scottie Pippen, and they built them up, right? Now, with the Bulls, you can say, yeah, but they got the worm when no one else wanted him and everyone thought he couldn't play. And Phil Jackson said, here, hold my beer, we'll figure him out. And they did. That's a problem with this new era, the post-Jordan AI Kobe, because AI and Kobe are the last two true basketball warriors in that regard. Then it became, let me assemble my super team of established players, and the NBA has been flat ever since. There's no more drafting that really phenomenal kid out of college and then building around him with other young talent and have them make themselves better. And what's Durant made better? What has LeBron ever made better? The only reason LeBron has rings is because he went to other established stars to say, can you help a brother out? Because I can't do it.
Yep.
MJ didn't do that. Bird didn't have to do that. Magic didn't have to do that. Isaiah didn't have to do that. Olajuwon didn't have to do that. Ewing, I mean, go through that list. Barkley, some of those guys didn't win rings, but they got to the dance and they didn't have to do that.
Karl Malone and John Stockton.
Yeah. Two other guys on that list, though, that are more current. Dirk Nowitzki, who did it in Dallas, and Nikola Jokic in Denver.
Yep.
So would Ray Bork be on this list?
Oh, well, that's like him and Richards. When Richards came to the Blackhawks just to get a ring. So
I'm going to say Marty McSorley more than Ray Bork.
I was just curious.
Joe Sackett's on the list. Yeah.
Brett Hall had to come to Dallas to get a ring.
Look, I'm
Jason
glad Bork got the cup though. Right?
Jason had a great point, and I think Ken had a great point. I don't think they're necessarily right about LeBron for the whole career, but recently that's right. I'll tell you who Kevin Durant is, and I'm not talking about back in the day. You maybe Rich knows who World B. Free is, right? Or you know who Dominique Wilkins is, or Bernard King, or Latrell Sprewell. There are certain guys who like you up on the
Spud Webb.
Spud Webb, baby.
Spud. Well, they're not quite Spud, but Spud. there are guys. Spud was cool though. I like Spud, but there are guys who light you up and score, but they don't take you to that next level. They score 30 points. They're going to lead for the scoring titles, and they're going to be out in the first, second round, and that's what Durant is. It was astounding to me how they were flaming up Pat Riley for being smart enough not to do this foolishness. Of course he's smarter. He knows Durant is not going to take him where he wants to go unless he's actually got a better deal than Houston got. So Houston, I don't like it. For them, I'd have stuck with my young players because I think Durant, the smartest thing Durant could have did was actually go back to Golden State where he didn't have to carry the load. All they need is points. He's not a leader. He's not a guy. He's just a scoring machine. He's going to score a lot of points for you, but he doesn't really give you anything else. So I think he's just in that category of guys that are just scorers, but they're not championship level guys. They don't elevate a team at all. He had some good players in Phoenix, by the way.
He's Julius Randle. Julius Randle is in that same mode. He's a good player. Find me any group that he's made better. You know, I mean, and you were talking about Bernard King, same guy. It's the same guy. I honestly think that what this did was make San Antonio and Dallas, particularly Dallas, move up the ladder a little bit from where they were, because when Dallas, obviously with the number one pick, they're going to take Cooper Flagg. There's no question about that. You're going to have Klay Thompson. You're going to have Kyrie Irving. You're going to have some other guys on that team that have been there. San Antonio, of course, Wemby, and they're building around Wemby. hopefully he turns out, and hopefully he brings that. Hopefully he's Tim Duncan 2.0. Or
Stephon Castle's really good too. Stephon Castle's really good, and they're going to get another good player, Ace Bailey, I think, in the draft as well. So the biggest problem with the Spurs is they don't have the great Popovich anymore. That matters. They've had Popovich there for so long, and they're going to have a new coach, and we got to see how that works out. This is kind of like New England without Belichick all of a sudden.
I mean,
that's gonna matter.
I'm just getting this burnout on let's just try to amass stars, aging or not, to a team. You harken back. I hate to harken back to the Jordan era, but like, did John Paxson make Michael Jordan better and the Bulls? Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Right? Like, can I get those kind of players again, please? I don't need to have these superstar guys. What happened to the role guys? Do the Bulls win the first 3 championships without good shooting guards like Hodges, Paxson? No, they don't. Paxson was the dagger in 2 of the games against LA in that 91 finals. It was Paxson who killed the Lakers, not Jordan. It was Paxson. It was Jordan dishing to Pax, right? Look at the back 3 without Kerr doing what he does as a role player, elevating everyone else's game. Those are the players. So people are, but look at these big name guys. I mean, big name guys don't mean anything. What has LeBron done for you besides flop around like Neymar on the court? Nothing. Like, give me
San Antonio
had.
San Antonio had the same thing with Mario Elie, Robert Horry for a minute there that he was in Houston all that time, but you had those guys, Manu Ginobili, he wasn't a superstar, but boy, he could just absolutely kill you in the postseason. Yeah, you're right. You got to have those supplemental pieces because everybody's focusing on the stars. You got to have those supplemental pieces that can come through, and you nailed it with those Bulls teams.
Yeah, you don't need to sign a bunch of stars. You can build your own.
You don't have to go back that far. You just saw it with Oklahoma City. You just saw it. Yeah. They don't. You see all these teams giving up draft picks. Who's not doing that? Oklahoma City. They've been taking these picks and taking these young players and making them good players. They got rid of Durant and Harden and Westbrook and all these guys and Chris Paul, and they are as far. I mean, they don't. I mean, have you guys ever been to Oklahoma City?
Yeah,
for God's sakes,
tons of times.
I mean, is that basketball territory? Is that a huge city? No. Not at all, man.
Great steaks, though. Great steaks.
Yeah.
They do have some great steaks in Oak City. They got some great college baseball in Oak City, too.
I mean, if they could succeed with that formula in Oklahoma City, it's like, come on, guys. Indiana, same thing. Almost as good. That's basketball territory right there. They love
ball. So Ravi, let me ask you this, though. Are we coming to the end of that must build a super team era? And are we going to start to circle back to like the 90s? Build from within with OKC doing it now?
Kenny's absolutely right. OKC's a rest stop. That's exactly what I remember from when I was in the Army. It's all it is. Lawton, Oklahoma is like the 3rd biggest city. My God. It's crazy.
Yeah. I thought Bakersfield, California.
The cap is changing, so teams aren't going to be able to load up like they used to. That luxury tax now in the NBA is serious. So even expensive teams are trying to stay away from them. You see Boston today, they're getting rid of everybody because they're not going to have Tatum, and so they traded Porzingis, they traded Jrue Holiday. So, yeah, you're going to see teams now not giving up all these picks, not starting to build from within, and the success that the Pacers and the Thunder had, yeah, you're going to see them. I don't think you're going to see that as much. Also, too, I think this next era of players are not as star-driven as what you saw with the LeBrons and all that other stuff. They're more team-oriented. They're not as – you look at a guy like Jason Tatum, more team-oriented, et cetera, et cetera. That's what you're going to see.
Given what I just said about Durant, I think it actually – I give the Rockets credit for making the deal, and here's the reason why. Because even though the West is still more competitive than the East and the NBA – the West is also undergoing a bit of a facelift, with Mark Walters now purchasing majority shares of my Los Angeles Lakers. He's going to gut that front office. He's going to gut that. Well, JJ Redick, I think, will still be safe as coach for a little bit. But the point being is that the Lakers are going to be switching over hands here really quickly. They're going to look much different. You just mentioned the Spurs. They're still rebuilding. You mentioned the Mavericks are still rebuilding. The Minnesota Timberwolves, where do they go from here? They went to the Western Conference Finals, but are they ready to take that next step with Anthony Edwards? And then also, what's the future look like for teams like the Phoenix Suns, the Portland Trailblazers? So the Rockets, from an ownership standpoint, are seeing an ever-evolving Western Conference in the NBA and saying, you know what? This is no longer a 1, 2, or 3 power league conference. Also, look at the Warriors, who won the NBA championship just a few years ago. They're going to start to change face here a little bit. Once Steph Curry retires within the next couple of years, Klay Thompson's already out of town. Draymond Green's going to be out of town real soon. So the Warriors are going to be going back to basics soon. So if you're the Rockets and you're their ownership and you're their front office and you see the young players you have now, it's hard not to be attracted to Kevin Durant. Now, I know what I said about Durant. I'm sticking to that. But again, it makes sense for Houston to do this, given that the Western Conference is undergoing a major facelift right now with the power at the top of the pecking order there.
Jason, you talked about the Lakers. Do you? Yeah. I know that he's going to be, this new ownership group, and one of the first things they're looking at is the money.
Yeah.
Is LeBron out the door?
LeBron's out the door. He's not out the door this season. I think what's going to happen is they're going to let him play out the final player option of his contract, and then I think he's out the door. The thing that we need to keep an eye on here with the Lakers with Mark Walter is when Mark Walter bought the LA Dodgers, he brought in the right people to run the baseball operations. He said to the Dodgers front office, he said, "I'm bringing you guys in to rebuild the Dodger franchise and make them a bankable organization again. You're not going to get any interference from me, a la Jerry Jones, a la Al Davis, anybody else. I'm hiring you guys to take care of the dirty work. You let me know when I have to sign the checks and I'll do that." Walter's going to do the same thing with the Lakers. And so I have to believe that he's going to want to get rid of Rob Pelinka. And because Pelinka was a Jeannie Buss or a LeBron hire. Sorry, my bad. Rob Pelinka was a LeBron hire, not a Jeannie Buss hire. That was one of the main sticking points of LeBron staying there was, hey, you bring in Rob Pelinka and I'll stay. So, yeah, Rich, I think what we're going to see here is once the sale is finalized, once everything gets entrenched and Mark Walter has his first meeting, he's going to say to Rob Pelinka, "Rob, I'm sorry, you've done a decent job, but I want to go in a different direction." And I think eventually the same will happen with J.J. Redick as head coach. So, yeah, how far the Lakers will go from here, I don't know yet. But I am confident that Mark, as an owner, will sit back and do what he's done with the Dodgers. Watch the team and let his people run the operational side of things and not interfere and put his hands where they don't belong.
Well, crap. Now we have to wait for another ESPN special on The Decision when they get rid of LeBron. Crap.
Well, look, guys, regardless of Lakers ownership or not, this was going to be LeBron's last year anyway. And actually, I posited that I think what LeBron's doing is he's waiting for his other son to get into the NBA. He's waiting for the Lakers to draft his other son. And I think he wants to be the first player in sports history to play with not one of his sons, but two of his sons. And then I think he'll go off into the sunset wherever he wants to go. But regardless of new ownership or not, I think this was going to be LeBron's last year with the Lakers anyway.
But he wouldn't be the first one in sports history. He'd be the first one in NBA history. Gordie Howe played with two of his kids.
I see. I did not know that. I'm not as well versed in the NHL, so thank you for that.
Gordie Howe played with two of his kids. So, but I read that story because his other son would be in the 26-27 draft.
Bryce James. Yeah.
If he, and from what I hear, he's a ton better than Bronny, first off.
Bryce,
which ain't going to take much. I mean,
no, it's not. Yeah, Bryce.
Okay, would you rather have Bronny or Angel Reese? I mean, let's look at it that way. Hey, she can at least grab rebounds.
That's true. That's true.
Bronny he held historically low numbers the entire season. He was like 1 for, I think, 38 or 37 or something like that. Seriously, the ball boy would be better than 1 for 37. Let's be honest about it.
You have to ask, like, after that last season for LeBron, A, who wants him, and B, are his kids a package deal? And do you really want his kids who, can maybe ride your bench at best and suck up dollars and not do anything for your team? Oh,
Does he go back to Cleveland for a farewell tour kind of a thing?
God, I hope not. For their sake.
Possible.
I hope
It's
not
possible.
too, because I like what Cleveland's got going in there with Darius Garland and guys like that. But I mean, does he try to finagle something like that for a farewell tour? There was talk of him going to Dallas, and they shot that down. They shot that shit down right away.
I mean, look, I compared LeBron to Neymar for a reason. He flails around there trying to win an Oscar if you even get within breathing distance of him. The guy he's always been a crybaby. He's never been the guy. He claims to be, but then the guy doesn't need to claim to be the guy. Now, does he? I'll just be happy when we no longer have to hear his name associated with the NBA as an active player.
He can take others the number 3 all time. I mean,
I don't think you guys are quite right about how good LeBron has been. I think in recent years you're absolutely right. I think his time is about up at this point. I think even as great as he's been, we all have an. He's 40 years old.
Years to catch Jordan?
Huh?
Took him 9 extra years to catch Jordan?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not Michael Jordan. I mean, we could just stop all that. He's not Michael Jordan. He's probably the greatest player in the last 20 years. You could argue Kobe Bryant, but if you talk about from
I would pick Kobe
2000 to 2020, you could. I mean, LeBron James.
He's in the top 2.
The best.
Yeah.
Post Jordan, I'd put him behind Kobe and AI.
No, it's better than Allen Iverson. Great as Allen Iverson was. I think the whole thing with the Lakers, though, I do think the era where LeBron is running the show is over, and that went out the door with Luka Doncic coming in the door. So they have their next star, they have their guy that they're prioritizing. They have that. You have a new owner. You know, the Lakers were one of the poorest teams in the league, as crazy as it is to sound, because they were one of the few teams that didn't have an owner that owned the businesses. Jeannie Buss. Dad bought the Lakers a zillion years ago. They didn't have other businesses and things like that. Mark Walter is a zillionaire, so he can get whatever he needs, whatever he wants. I think Jeannie, but he might. I think he'll probably keep on Jeannie Buss at least for a little while to kind of go through the transition. But I think Jeannie wants to retire at some point.
Well, another thing too, Charles, is that Jeannie is financially hurting from the lawsuit she had against her brothers for majority control of the Lakers. And so that's another way to look at this. This sale is not only does it benefit Jeannie financially to help offset a lot of the legal costs that she went through, but I also think Magic Johnson played a big part in this, because Magic knows Mark Walter very well from owning a minority share of the Dodgers. Magic was one of the main influential people in Walter buying the Dodgers. And so I have to think that he went up to, and he knows Jeannie Buss, obviously, from his days playing with the Lakers when she was around that team a lot as a child. He's said numerous times, Jeannie is like family, and she said the same thing about him. And so I would imagine that Magic went up to Jeannie, whispered into her ear, look, Mark is actually a responsible business guy. Now's the best time to do this. So from a dollars and cents standpoint, from a logical standpoint, it makes sense for Jeannie to sell the team now to not only help her financially down the road, but also to ensure that this transition doesn't happen at an awkward time of the season. Where, I mean, it caught me off guard a little bit just for how fast it happened, because this was very tight-lipped. We didn't hear a single rumor about this. Anyway, sorry for being off topic. End of rant.
Josh is right. Josh is right about the Ravens. No reason to fail, especially after you get Jair Alexander. But that's
lots of luck with Jair, by the way.
Off the topic there, but
Jamie,
back on
11 DBs.
But I could say this, and I'm gonna surprise you. I don't care what Magic says. Very disappointed in Magic. I love Magic as a player. Magic has bailed on the Lakers a couple times. He quit without Jeannie, but Magic is. They made him coach. He quits soon. They made him a GM. He quits without talking to Jeannie Buss. Magic doesn't stay anywhere very long. So I'm really not that. As a businessman, I just don't. Magic could have bought the team if he wanted. Magic doesn't. He wants to do what he's doing. He wants to take pictures, and so unpopular opinion. This me with Magic. I don't. What?
Look at the Magic.
They
Was
got
smart.
better when he
He
quit.
put his money where the real money is, and that's in the NFL. I mean, if you want to make money, almost every team in the NFL is clearing $1 billion a year in profit. That's where the money is. I mean,
Magic isn't
was
involved in anything. Magic is a board sitter. He sits on the board. He kind of makes his, goes to board meetings and he goes to his boat. Magic's not killing himself doing anything.
No,
That's why I don't care about that. I'm more interested in Jeannie Buss and all that and what she had to say, who's actually putting in an 8-hour day. They give Magic every chance to do it. So I don't, and I love Magic as a player. Magic was my favorite team of all time, the Showtime Lakers.
As a player, he was a bad man, but you're right. As an executive and as a coach, they got better when he left.
Hold the jersey up. I got no problem with the jersey, but yeah, him with the suit on, yeah.
Right here, baby.
I'll tell you what, though, him holding that jersey up, is that one of the more iconic uniforms in sports?
Yes.
That Showtime Laker jersey. Kind of like the birds on bat for the Cardinals and that kind of thing.
Yep. That's my guy right there. Showtime. The best.
It wasn't until Jordan came out and the Bulls started wearing those black Bulls jerseys. Then that kind of took over for a minute.
See, I still like the red with the black. I'm not as big a fan of the black jersey. I like the red jersey with the black that he was wearing.
And then the 45 jersey is probably the most iconic player jersey because only wore it for such a short time. That Jordan 45 is like one. If you can get your hands on one, like an original champion one, I mean, that's some money in the bank right there.
Yeah. Jamie, what's going on, man?
Hey, how you doing, Rich?
Good.
There are a lot of good
Since
classic
I'm gonna make since Jamie just got here, I had to have him in here for this particular question. We got a little fun and games going on here.
Okay.
Based on what we did last week. Now, I'm going to keep track of all these, okay? But there are 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay, there are 12 teams across the 4 major sports. And I'll give you the first one in tribute to the Pacers. There are 12 teams in the history in sports, all 4 major sports, that have made multiple championship appearances and not one. Who are they?
Minnesota, Buffalo. Minnesota Vikings.
Yep.
Vikings is one.
Buffalo Bills,
Utah Jazz.
obviously.
Yep.
Say again.
Utah
Bills.
Jazz.
My Bills, obviously.
Utah, yeah. The Bills, yeah.
Sabres, too.
How about
Sabres are the only NHL team, so there's no other NHL teams.
what about
Florida was until they won back-to-back. They never won one either before they won back-to-back.
Rich? How about the Atlanta Falcons?
That would be another one.
Yep.
Miami Dolphins, I
Team
think.
that should have never gotten into the Super Bowl.
Dolphins
They
have a
never
ring.
made
They've
it.
got 3.
Yeah, Dolphins have the perfect season ring.
Yeah.
What
But
about
that was with the
Again,
14 game.
multiple championship appearances without a winning one.
Have the Indians won one, didn't they? Way back in the day.
They did.
Yeah.
1954 was the last time they won one.
Yeah.
Would you like a small hint? A very small hint.
Well, how many
How
you
many do we
guys
have
so
right?
far?
Wait, how many do we have right now?
Detroit
We
Lions.
have both Buffaloes, the Bills and the Sabres, the Vikings, the Falcons, the Pacers, and the Utah Jazz.
So we've got half of them.
Oh,
We have half.
the Seattle Supersonics.
Current
Oh wait, no,
team.
they won. They won in '79.
They won
current
a
team.
championship too.
Yeah,
they won a
in
championship, too.
'79. I'm sorry, they beat
Yeah.
the Bullets in '79. The Sonics did.
Yep. With
They're
6
thinking
men,
about
those
it,
guys.
bringing them back as an expansion. Did you hear about that? The Seattle Supersonics.
Heard about that.
Yeah, well,
Titans.
If they do
How long-
Titans have
that,
only been the one
They
time.
get to go up against
They've
their
only had
old
the one.
guys, the OKC Thunder.
What about the Cardinals? Arizona football, NFL Cardinals. I don't think
Oh,
they've
They've been
been
the one.
They've only been the one. As Arizona and St.
They
Louis.
lost to Pittsburgh, obviously, but
Arizona's only been to one.
Wait,
Active
was
teams.
So they didn't
Active teams.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They were still active as St. Louis. They just moved. Did they ever go to a championship game as St. Louis?
They were terrible, I think, when they were with St. Louis.
They did way back in the day, but no. Not
If
Back when they were the Chicago Cardinals.
If they revive the Seattle Supersonics, that's going to be a fucking rivalry because they're going to fight over that 79 championship. Like, well, our city won it. Give it to us. Well, we took y'all franchise and made it ours. So now we got.
Wait, you said that's what I said, Marcus. The new Supersonics would be able to form a rivalry with their old franchise.
The Dolphins did win the Super Bowl in '72, right?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they won't.
Yeah,
I was just checking
Kenny's got
because
that a
I'm
little
reading.
bit wrong there.
73 and
Kenny's.
74, the Dolphins won. They said it.
But he does
It
have
was a
he is correct
72
with the past
season,
perfect season with no Super Bowl though.
Yeah.
All right, so what's the hint?
This
Rich?
decision just got thrown out for
Okay,
something. I
there
don't know what it
are
was.
2 baseball,
Anyway.
2 football, and 2 basketball. That's your hint. Of what's left, there's 2 baseball, 2 football, 2 basketball.
Rich, what about the Texas Rangers, Rich?
Oh, that's a good one.
2023 World Series champions.
They won one.
Oh, that's right.
What about
Seahawks. What about the Seahawks?
no? The Seahawks won.
I want to say Phoenix Suns.
Somebody say the Rangers win that.
Why don't you?
Phoenix Suns.
Never,
Yes.
Yeah.
never won one.
They
Phoenix
never
Suns.
did.
What about the San Diego Chargers?
They went, but they never
Only been
won.
to
Oh, wait
one.
a minute. Wait a minute. The San Diego Padres, 1984 and 1998.
San Diego Padres. Yes,
All right,
sir.
so we got the baseball teams now.
I think the Mariners are the only
No,
team
we
that
have
never
one
went to the World
baseball.
Series.
All
The
right.
Mariners.
Oh, I
We have
thought-
one
That's right, one
baseball,
baseball.
1 NBA, 2 NFL.
I know Seattle Mariners never been to a World Series. I think they're the only
Right.
team that never been.
What about
That's
the Atlanta
correct.
Hawks?
Right.
I can
No,
tell you
they
one.
go.
The
I don't think they've been to a
Pelicans
finals.
won.
The Hawks.
Pelicans never been to one.
No, we're talking about multiple championship appearances, but haven't won it.
Oh, okay.
Like Buffalo Bills, Minnesota Vikings, that kind of thing.
What about the Washington Bullets?
I got one I can name. What about the Timberwolves?
No, they only made 1 championship appearance.
Bullets can have one.
And the Bullets
Timberwolves
don't
haven't been to the
exist
finals.
Timberwolves.
anymore. Was that?
The Timberwolves have been to the Western Conference Finals on multiple
They've never
occasions,
been to
but
the
they've never
NBA
been to the
Finals.
NBA Finals.
Okay,
Yeah, they did against Boston. Wasn't it
Did the
against
Mighty
Boston
Ducks
last
win
year?
a
No.
cup?
Jamie, Timberwolves
The
haven't
Ducks
been
won
to
a
the
cup.
NBA Finals.
They did win a cup.
Who did the
Oh, yeah,
Celtics play last year then?
They played,
The Celtics.
Miami. Miami.
No, the Celtics didn't play Miami. The Celtics did not play Minnesota in the NBA
Celtics
Finals.
Oh
played
no, they
Dallas
played
last
they played
year.
Golden State in the finals, huh? Didn't they play Golden State?
think
Celtics
so.
played Dallas last year in the
Oh,
finals.
Dallas. That's
The
why.
Nets.
Not Minnesota, Dallas.
Is it Brooklyn?
My bad.
New York Metropolitans.
Brooklyn Nets.
Oh god. Oh, the
No,
New
the Mets
Jersey
have a
Nets.
championship, 86. remember?
Because I don't remember them ever winning one.
Do we need
The
any
Billy
further
Buckner, the
hints
Billy
on
Buckner
this?
moment. Where the
Cincinnati
We need any
Bengals.
further hints on
win
this?
Game 7.
Cincinnati Bengals. Jamie got that one.
Fucking told
So
you.
now we have 1 NFL, 1 MLB, and 1 NBA. You want one more hint?
Oh, that's what we're doing with hockey. Yeah, give us the hint.
They're all 3 of these teams are in the eastern half of the United States. My hints aren't very helpful, are they?
Well, rephrase the question before I give an answer.
What
Multiple
teams in
championships
the 4
and
major
never won.
sports have made multiple championship appearances without winning one?
Okay, so is it the Bills one of them?
We already
Yeah,
mentioned
we've
them.
already got them.
All
yeah.
right, so okay.
What we have so far in the NHL, it's the Buffalo Sabres, and that's the only one. In the NFL, we've said the Falcons, the Bengals, the Bills, and the Vikings. In the NBA, we said the Pacers, the Jazz, and the Suns. And in Major League Baseball, we said the Padres. There's 1 left in baseball, 1 in football, and 1 in basketball.
Oh, is the Tampa Bay Rays the other baseball team?
They've won it.
It is.
Isn't I thought they won
Bay
one.
Ra-
No,
No,
they
never
lost
won.
to Philly.
No,
in
they lost
08.
it. That's right. All right,
Yeah,
so the
they
Rays
lost-
are the baseball.
I didn't say that because I thought they had one too.
Next year in
Yeah, I thought
09.
they had one. Yeah.
what about okay? I might get the No, I might get the
So now we're down
basketball
to
one.
a basketball and a football, right? So
What about the Sixers?
they've won it.
Okay.
They've got
they
one.
won.
And it was 83. They won.
Yep.
What about Carolina
Moses.
Panthers?
That would be the only NFL one that was left. Yep, Carolina.
Yeah.
So now we just need, what are we missing? A basketball team?
We need the NBA team.
Washington Wizards.
Nope.
They've actually got one.
Not as the Wizards. They were the Bullets.
Loophole.
Orlando.
They never won one as the Wizards.
Active
the
team,
Orlando
Orlando Magic.
Orlando Magic, yeah.
Orlando.
That's it.
That was good.
I try to come up with some good ones, you know.
I had to go
mean,
deep down into Florida for that one.
I mean, look, we didn't even get to
Yeah,
pick on Detroit for never even being to a Super Bowl.
They've been to everything else but that. They got fucking Stanley Cups out the ass. They got like
Yep.
3 World Series titles.
Well, yeah, but their last Stanley Cup was what? Early 90s,
Oh,
and then the Blackhawks
09.
kicked them out of the West.
Oh wait,
Yeah,
No,
and then,
wait.
the,
wait.
and the
Who'd they
Blackhawks
lose?
kicked them out of the West.
they lost to
Would
the
they lose
Penguins.
in 93 and 94 too?
Pittsburgh.
What was that team,
Montreal.
Adam, that Detroit lost to in 93 and 94?
They lost to Montreal. in
Avalanche.
93.
Oh, the Penguins. The Penguins.
Oh, the
That's
Penguins.
them.
Oh.
What about they? Oh,
Wait,
09,
what?
they beat.
Wait, what, Rich?
Detroit,
What are you
too.
talking about? The Canadians,
Talking
the Canadians won the cup in '93.
Yeah, they were the last Canadian
91,
team.
92.
Yeah.
We beat Chicago and we
91, I'm
beat.
sorry, 91, 92, 93 season.
I just like to make fun of Detroit because we kicked them out of the West. That's all.
No, we didn't. We didn't beat Detroit, Rich. We had the 09, we had the 08-09 series, and then we had the
You lost to them in 07, 08, and then you
Right.
beat them the next year in
The
08,
two
09.
series in the 90s, we beat the Blackhawks and the Red Wings.
no, we didn't. We beat the Minnesota North Stars
Yeah.
I know the Rangers was 94. I know that.
with
I
John
just remember
Cleese.
I know that.
Let's
Let's
go!
go!
I remember watching
Yeah.
that Hawks Penguins series and going like, really? This is it? Really? I was like, oh.
The Lemieux deflection off the face-off. That was probably the prettiest goal I've seen.
Yeah.
So back on Detroit. So like they got like countless Stanley Cups. They got 3 World Series titles, and I don't know how many. What, 1 NBA title?
2
Two.
for the bad boys.
Yep.
2 for the back. Oh yeah.
And one.
Yeah, Dennis
Darko
Rodman and Joe DeMoss and all them. Joe DeMoss from my neck of the woods.
And Isaiah and Lambeer. Yep, that was the bad
Isaiah
boys.
Lambert,
And
yep.
they also have the Wolverines in basketball and football with the Natty.
Yeah, the Fab Five, and then they lost to
as
North
well,
Car-
yeah.
and they lost to North Carolina in that NBA final.
And
How
Michigan
funny
State
is
Not
got
NBA
a
final,
national
no,
title,
Final
too.
Four.
Isn't this? No, guys, think about how weird this is. Carmelo Anthony, right, got drafted number 3 overall, right? But the guy before him, obviously, we know by the name of Darko Milicic, right? Even though they say Melo was a better player and Milicic was a bust, Milicic has a ring with Detroit. Melo never won a ring. How about that?
That is
Melo-
funny though, because like you look
People
at great
forget that
players.
Darko Milicic just got a ring with the Pistons.
Well, like you look at great players, like look as a Bears fan with the Packer fans, we get all the back and forth. It's like, dude, Rex Grossman has won as many NFC Championship games as Aaron Rodgers. They've each won one.
That's
I
true.
mean,
actually.
Kenny Pickett's got a Super Bowl ring.
Yeah, I mean, come on,
Kenny Pickett didn't play though.
but he still got a
Doesn't
ring.
matter.
Still got one. That's
still
like
got a ring.
that's like Chase
Yeah, but
Daniels getting a
Kenny
ring.
Pickett wasn't going to run the tush push. Okay, he wouldn't have been good at it.
Yeah, but getting a Super Bowl ring is like making the Pro Bowl. It doesn't matter. There's hundreds of guys in the NFL right now
With rings
that have been in a Pro Bowl, and there's hundreds of guys in the NFL right this second that have a Super Bowl ring. Yep. Yeah, I saw that.
Well, that's why you see so many Super Bowl rings that end up in pawn shops. That's those, the 52nd guy in the roster with the ring who made no money in the NFL. He needs to pay bills, pawn off the $10,000 ring. Why not?
That's one of the Steelers Super Bowl rings I have. Seriously.
Kenny
I have one from a
Pickett.
special teams guy from Super Bowl 10.
Well, so wait,
Nice.
so I know we were talking about Kevin Durant earlier. Kevin Durant became the third NBA player to complete the Rainbow Challenge. Can you name the other 2 players?
Jason Collins.
What is the rainbow? What?
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah,
what is
you
that?
get
Wearing
it?
a red, yellow
Did you
uniform.
get what I said? Did you get the reference?
yeah, but that was
I got it. I got.
You don't get the reference?
Is this the Pride Month question?
No, it's not. I just saw that
Jason
and
freaking Collins.
he ain't even.
Yeah, I didn't know where
wore-
this conversation was going. What is
Yeah,
this?
like whoa.
What is this rainbow challenge shit?
Because Kevin
I don't know.
Durant hopped on every fucking team that had a different color, and now that he signed with the Rockets, he's gonna wear a red jersey. So they're like, that was the only color in the rainbow he hadn't wore
cares?
yet.
Shaq is one of them, isn't it?
Shaq's the other one, and Dennis Schroeder's the other one.
Tennis Schroeder.
Oh, so I could have sat here all day and not gotten Schroeder.
Look,
Okay.
here's Dennis Schroeder. Dennis Schroeder played for Toronto, red, Thunder, orange, Lakers, yellow, Celtics, green, Golden State, blue, Atlanta Hawks, navy at the time, and Lakers on the purple. Like, so that was his rainbow colors.
and
Shaq-
sucked in every one of them.
Shaq,
I'm just
red,
curious.
Shaq, red for the Heat, Suns for the orange, Lakers for the purple and gold, Celtics for green, Magic for blue, Cavs and navy back in the day. And now KD, same thing. Red for the Rockets, orange for the Suns,
Sons.
green for the Supersonics, blue for the Thunder, purple for the Suns, dark color for Brooklyn Nets, and he wore yellow. That was probably Phoenix. No, Golden State. Golden
There is a
State.
guy
Golden
doing
State was yellow.
There is a guy doing a challenge this year, though, that's going to be interesting. I can't remember what week they play, but Rodgers is trying to join the 32 club,
Yeah.
right? Beat all 32 teams, because obviously he's never played the Packers, so he's never beaten the Packers. So that's one game I hope that the Packers actually win this year.
He should be joining Fuck Off and Get Out of the Fuck Off and Get Out of Our Lives Club.
But you know, when we were doing the show last week, I did not realize how many guys there are not that many quarterbacks who have beaten all 32 teams.
Aaron
No,
Rodgers can
no,
go
no, no.
freaking take a flying crap.
No, there's not many at all.
Brady's won.
Brady
I know
is
he's.
one.
I know he's won because he beat everybody except for New England, and he beat New
Peyton
England.
Manning's
and
another
Except for his
one.
wife's
Peyton
jujitsu.
Peyton Manning, Favre.
So
Yeah,
I got
Favre did it.
It's Favre. It's
Drew Brees did it.
yeah, it's Favre. It's all the guys in the 50-50 club too, by the way, which is the other rare air that Rodgers won't probably get to.
You
I
mean
don't
Troy Aikman?
Troy Aikman, no. Like freaking
so
Aikman.
hey, I got one more for y'all. This
He
is
likes
it.
the Giants now when he announces. He don't like the Cowboys anymore.
I got one more. This will
You
be a
hear
good
when he
one.
announces he hates the Cowboys and he just loves the Giants.
Yeah, but if everyone hates the fucking Cowboys.
Everyone.
But Rich is supposedly the most hated, the ones that hate him the most instead of me. But we'll have that talk one day. All right.
Not
I got
everybody hates the Cowboys, Marcus. That's just you.
no. I've been hanging with Rich too
What,
much.
Cowboy hate? Oh no, Cowboy hate. I will hold the crown on that one.
I can't wait to have that talk with him down the road. But I got one more for y'all. This will be a good one. I'm gonna name 8 teams, and then I'll give the question, and then Chaos
Yeah,
is gonna.
Rich, the same
start.
guy who says Derek Jeter was the most overrated player in the MLB. That's turd shit to say that.
All right.
So
So
I said if he didn't play for the New York Yankees, he would not be a Hall of Famer. If you're gonna quote me,
You're,
quote
you're
me right.
full of crap, dude. You are. You're full. That's
All right,
the worst
give-
sports- You've been on radio for 20 years. That's the worst sports
Right.
pick I've ever heard.
Okay, Hoff,
I'm not the
give us
only
a
one that
question.
feels that way, by the way.
Give us a question before Jamie loses his head, man.
Marcus is talking, Jake.
all right, here we go. I'm gonna name these 8 teams: the Bulls, the Cavs, the Celtics, the Spurs, the Mavs, the Lakers, the Warriors, and the Heat. Which of those teams had the best big 3?
Go on, Bulls.
Yeah, I'll go Bulls.
Yeah, because she wants to give it.
Boy.
Like Bulls had Jordan, Pippen, and Rodman. That's your big 3. Lakers had Kobe, Gasol, Kobe. I'm talking about 2009. This one shows 2009-10 Lakers. So it's Kobe,
Shaq and Gasol.
Gasol. I think that's not.
That when Kobe ran through Gasol in the Olympics.
Yeah. This picture's so fucking blurry. The Miami Heat was when it was LeBron and Dwayne Wade and I don't know. I can't recognize it.
Chris Bosh.
Yeah, Bosh.
That I remember. The Laker won
before
29.
that over the Mavericks in 06.
The Spurs was Tim Duncan, and this is when they won it. I don't know. Was this
David Robertson?
Duncan Robinson Ginobili.
Yeah.
Or Duncan Robinson Parker.
Duncan Ginobili and Parker.
Yeah.
The one they won in the one where they swept LeBron in 07.
Yes.
That was
Yeah, that
Duncan
would've been
Ginobili Parker.
Yeah, that was right after Robinson retired.
I gotta say the Chicago Bulls. I think that was the greatest trio of all time. I think Dennis Rodman. I think was 3 Hall of Fame guys without the question. Dennis Rodman, Scotty, and Michael for sure.
That guy.
The thing with that team is
have on there.
the thing with that team was with Michael and Scotty. Not only were they scoring, they were both first team all defense. I mean, those guys did up both sides of the ball, both sides of the court. Rodman was just he didn't score much, but he rebounded everywhere, to include the front row of the stands. Apparently, there was no one like it. There was no 3 like that ever. I think they use their supporting cast better than the other big 3s, to be honest with you.
I remember.
Which big 3? Did they have the Showtime Lakers? Sorry, Adam. Did they have the Showtime Lakers or did they have 2000s Lakers?
This was 2000s Lakers with like Kobe.
Oh, okay.
And
I was gonna say Magic.
Kobe and Gasol.
I was gonna say Magic, Worthy, and Kareem. That would be.
They were a pretty decent trio. Yeah.
Dude, Dennis Rodman would count the rotations of the ball during warm-ups, so he would know where the rebounds were going. That was just something that mind blew. Like, I was mind blown whenever I heard that.
Yeah, when you look at that Bulls team, you've got the best rebounder in the history of the game, the best player in the history of the game, and I don't know where you put Scotty, but he's somewhere in the top echelons of the game, right? He's not the best player of the game, but he was one of the best defenders of the game in the game at his position for sure. He was a lot. I mean, he almost took the Bulls to the championship minus a really bad referee's whistle the year Jordan retired. The first year he retired, remember that Game 7 in New York? The Bulls win that game if the ref doesn't blow that whistle for that bad foul at the 3-point line. And the Bulls go to the championship led by Scottie Pippen without Michael Jordan. I mean, Scotty was a beast. He's never gotten the credit he deserved.
Scotty was one of the greatest players. The only thing Scotty didn't have, because he played for so long with Michael Jordan, is he didn't have that late game clutch where he had to carry the team. That's the only thing Scotty didn't have. Scotty was the best defender I ever saw, like either him or Gary Payton. It was unbelievable.
Paxson was a part of the 91-92 team, not the. Paxson wasn't playing with the Bulls, Steve, when the Worm was there. That's when they were running Steve Kerr out there.
This was 90. I think this was 97 when they had Luke Longley and Roman Harper as their starting 5 with their starting 5. This was 97.
No, they had Kukoc. Wasn't Kukoc in there?
No, Ron Harper was starting and Kukoc was the bench.
Yeah, that's right.
He got like 6
Kukoc was
year.
6 man.
Yeah, he's 6 man.
I read a stat a while back. 85% of Rodman's games, he had more rebounds than points.
Yeah. So, I mean, he was the machine.
85% of his games.
I've said it several times. I've never seen anybody upstage Michael Jordan except for Dennis Rodman. Even with Jordan on the court, you had your eyes on Dennis Rodman, not just the way he played. He said it. Who in the world counts the spins on the balls to know where the ball is going, to rebound it, knowing they're not going to shoot, dive for the loose ball. Like he said, join the NWO, like Steve said. beat Lex Luger, wrestled Lex Luger and the Giant, right?
Yeah,
So-
Dennis Rodman would skip practice and go play with hookers and blow in Vegas, and then the next day he would go and team with Hulk Hogan to go
So
fight.
the
like-
most
Imagine.
famous
Look at what
it
happened.
wasn't. I can't remember which finals it was, but they're out west, and in between games, Rodman goes to Vegas to party with Carmen Electra.
96.
Yeah, 96. He
They
goes to
played
party
with
with
the
Carmen.
Suns.
He goes to hang out with Carmen Electra, parties all night, and comes back, no sleep, and balls out. It's like
I would have partied with her back in the day too. She ended up doing
Yeah.
battle bonds.
That was
Dude,
either
that was
90,
y'all with him.
that was either 96.
Everyone, all of us
against
would
the
have parted
Suns-
with Carmen.
That was either 96 against the Suns or 97 against the Jazz. I think
He had relations
Uh,
with Carmen Electra at the Bulls complex
Yeah.
before practice.
we
And then
all
there was
would have
Madonna,
done that
of course.
back in the day. You kidding me?
And then there was Madonna too, right? I mean, come on. I mean, the dude.
Madonna before she turned into a freaking.
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute.
Back when she was
white
hot Madonna.
savage wanting to eat fried fish.
But I mean, you want to talk about a big three in the NBA, man? It has to be that Bulls big three, not only for on the court, but even off the court. Look at Jordan ruled the airways with TV commercials. Rodman was a best-selling author and marrying himself in Times Square and all the buzz he got. I mean, they have to be the best big three of all time.
I agree.
I think the for me the Lakers. You have Kareem, Magic, and Worthy is almost.
Oh,
as
you
good.
go back to the 80s, huh?
Yeah, that's it for me. I'm old, so hey, I gotta go back.
Yeah, it's okay. That's
Yeah,
playing like
Caleb
Jordan.
Bird and
I'm with
DJ.
you, Rav. I'm with you.
But
Worthy,
Bird,
I
McHale,
think-
and DJ was a great trio too, though.
Dennis Johnson wasn't a great player. He was good for that. I think Bird. You're talking about Bird, Parrish, McHale. That's a little
You
more.
get that one too, yeah. That's a
But,
good one.
but like that, Worthy wasn't as good of a player as Scottie Pippen was. I don't think so. But they won a lot. But but they're almost as good.
I think Worthy
So you
was
said-
was better offensively, but nowhere near as good defensively.
Now, what about Larry Bird, Kevin McHale, and Robert Parrish for the Celtics in the 80s, too? All
Yeah,
them titles.
that's
in
what
the
Rav
80s.
was talking
Yeah,
about.
but no, how many rings did they only got? What, 2 rings together?
Wait, Chris Bosh, Steve.
Yeah.
That Celtics team only won that threesome only won 2 rings, didn't they?
They won
Yeah.
two.
They got 4. They got 3 championships in Boston: 81, 84, and I think
84.
86.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but they
because the
didn't
Lakers-
have one of those
Lakers-
guys in
Go
81.
go Bulls. Sorry,
Yeah,
guys.
McHale wasn't there in 81, was he?
Yeah, they didn't have McHale in 81. McHale was a rookie in 83, I think it was.
I know the Lakers' last one in the 80s, I think, was 87, and that's when the Pistons.
That
had-
one I can't remember in 81 that far back. I actually don't remember.
That was a good documentary, by the way. That one they did on the Celtics and the Lakers
Yes.
in the 80s.
That 9-part series? Yes, that was great.
The one where
And
they
I
had
just watched. I don't watch. It's funny because I don't watch NASCAR, but I just watched NASCAR to Le Mans, and that was a great freaking documentary too. By the way, I mean, if you don't watch NASCAR, just to watch what they did to be able to do the Le Mans 24-hour race in a stock car, I mean, that was insane what they just did. So that was really. Oh, you can't forget Kurt Rambis, Steve. Yeah, Rambis was something.
Yeah.
But that was a cool document. But that Celtics documentary, all 9 parts of it, was phenomenal.
Well, I'm gonna definitely
Those
watch.
3 guys,
I'm-
the 3 Celtics guys did win all 3. Parrish's first year with Boston was 80-81.
Okay.
I'm still.
I haven't watched it yet, but I'm gonna watch the Bad Boys documentary on Rodman and John Sally and Rick Mahorn and Lambier and Joe DeMoss and all them, whoever else was a bad boy I missed and left behind. The other one I'm gonna watch eventually is the Bad Boys documentary. I think it's on.
Yeah, the inventors
it's
of
on
the
ESPN
Jordan
app,
rule.
or is it on? Yep.
I
gotta watch
don't
that
know,
one next.
and I'm gonna say this. Go off topic a little bit. I don't know why the Jordan rules haven't applied to LeBron James. That's
Because the
exactly
league has
what teams
changed
should
so
have done.
much.
You should be just. That's exactly the only reason the Pistons won because they were just knocking Jordan down.
Yeah,
knocking
it was
it down
like
when
it was
they
like
go to the
playing football. It was like, I mean, the league has gotten. I mean, look at the way that if Jordan and Pippen played today, they would fall out of every game. You know, with all the little hand touches they would do and stuff, they'd follow the game. I mean, yeah, it's just that's the other thing about the NBA. It's like if you breathe on them funny, you get a call now. It's just like it's
that's only
like
in the regular season. The playoffs, it's actually they play good actual basketball.
Yeah, Josh, you'll like that documentary. And they've got, and you know what the other one? I don't watch the PGA, but I watch was that
guys,
Full Swing.
They're gonna start playing real basketball now once Durant and LeBron and all them are done, and plus they're coming back to NBC. So there you go.
But Josh, the PGA documentary, I think it's Full Swing is the name of it. That the Netflix sports documentaries are good, and now you get a lot of the ESPN ones. You know, and Disney Plus figured that out, so now they're letting like they just released on Disney Plus PK's Places, which was good. Was it Carmelo's Places, which I skipped? So yeah, those are all good documentaries.
If you get a chance to watch, it's on Netflix, I think it is, the Earnhardt documentary.
Yeah, that's on Prime. That's on Prime. That was good.
That's right. That was really good. Yeah, it's a 6-part series, and it's really good, really good.
Yeah, I've been happy. You know, I mean, I think when they did the Bulls docuseries a couple years ago, I think that kind of opened the floodgate to some of these sports docuseries, and I'm happy it has because ever since The Last Dance came out, we're getting these really good in-depth series. And it was funny because after The Last Dance, they did an extra episode after with Luke Longley in Australia, and it was great. And so I like that we're getting these I wish they would do it on the Lakers from back in the day, like they did the Celtics.
Well, they did the Winning Time, like the series, but that wasn't an accurate depiction of. That was a very Hollywood-esque version of that. That was interesting. The Brady one, the Patriots one, is interesting.
Yeah, the Brady Belichick
you guys have
one.
Ever seen that one?
Yeah, that was like 2 years ago that came out, right? The Brady Belichick one. Yeah. That was good. Did Pippen have issue with Jordan? No.
Yes, he did.
Is that the one where they had Darren? Is that the one where they had Woodson and Brady in his pool hall?
Woodson and Brady at the pool
I think so.
hall. I think so. I mean,
going over the talk roll.
Well, maybe they did, but Pippen and Jordan are fine now. But I mean,
no.
That's just kind of weird. That's just kind of weird.
Here's what
Pippen will
Pippen's
say
problem.
something, but then he'll reverse course like a month later. So I don't know.
Here's Pippen's problem, and a lot of those guys' problem with Michael Jordan. I watched an interview years ago with Horace Grant, right? Good Bulls player, good NBA player, whatever. They asked him 15 questions. 14 of the 15 were about Michael Jordan. Okay? Yeah. These guys is just tired of talk. And it's one thing if it's Horace Grant, Longley, or whatever. Scottie Pippen's a Hall of Fame player in his own right. Every time you ask him about Michael Jordan. He's probably sick and tired of it.
Yeah, I
get that's
that.
That's what the problem is.
Yeah, I can get on board with that. Yeah, these sports docs are great. I hope we get some good ones, some better ones. I mean,
yes. Go ahead, Cam.
The NFL, when they started doing the Super Bowl ones, those were pretty good too. Like, you know, each year, each Super Bowl team doing like, was it the year in the life or whatever they call it? Not a football life. Those are good, but they do the Super Bowl ones a couple years back, and those were pretty good too. I like a good sports doc.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it was a waste for them to build this stadium in Vegas and only put 33,000 seats?
Which stadium in Vegas? The baseball stadium?
One. Yeah, the Athletics.
I think baseball attendance is shrinking. So I think 20 years ago, you probably would say, but nowadays, used to be a team for sure. Almost everybody had about 20,000, 30,000 in attendance. Now, like had 30,000+, 34. Nowadays, you don't see that as much. So 33 is about what you usually get.
I mean, with so many home games, too, it's kind of hard to sell 80,000 tickets per game times, 82 games? I mean, so they're probably about – it's like the MLS. You'd think the MLS, they'd build some bigger stadiums after Atlanta packed the Dome in Atlanta, right, a couple times. Or even Orlando packed what's the new name of the bowl there? Whatever we call it now. You know, the opening games for the first 2 years were played – They were packed, but even the soccer stadiums are like 25,000. So being a baseball stadium around 33,000 is probably about right.
Well, but if you look at the major league numbers, okay, since 2017, average attendance per game, 2017, 29.9, 28.6, 28.2, 2021 was a freak deal, 18,000. 2022, 26.5, 29.1, 29.3. This year it's 28.3. So it's pretty much stayed.
Yeah, but those numbers are going to be
consistent,
skewed,
except
though,
for the COVID year.
But those numbers are going to be skewed, though, because you've got teams like Chicago, like the Cubs, like the Red Sox, like the Yankees. Those teams sell out every game. And then you get your teams like
average.
Milwaukee, when they're not doing that well, you can bowl, right? You have a bowling alley in the seating area because there's no one there. So unless they're playing the Cubs, a team that travels well. So you can go down to Tampa and like, if Pittsburgh's in town or Chicago's in town, it's full. If it's like the Rays if it's like Arizona's in town, there's no one at the game. If the Dodgers are there, there's no one at the game. Or, certain teams that travel well will do well in those teams. Miami's the same way. Like Miami, and when the Cubs play there, everyone descends on Miami to go see the Cubs. But if, they're playing another National League team down there outside of the division, no one cares, and it's a ghost town.
Well, but that's
so,
what I'm saying. It's average for the league.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not necessarily, because the Tampa numbers are going to be skewed anyway, because if they sell out, it's 11,000.
Well,
so
this
year, and the 2025 numbers are not that much different than what we were talking about.
For Vegas to build 33,000 is probably appropriate because here's what Vegas has. Here's what the A's are going to benefit from. It's a tourist destination unlike no other. People are going to go to Vegas not because they're playing the A's, but because they're going to Vegas. And then they're going to have to go see their team play the A's. So they'll get fans for that. So 33,000 seats, they might do a little bit better than the average, not because of their own fan base, because people are going on vacation to see their team play there.
Got a canopy roof too. It's got that white roof.
Yeah, but Ken, you were talking about Fenway. Fenway is only 37.7.
That's what I was gonna say. Fenway and Wrigley always sell out, but they're small. They're not real big.
Very small.
Yeah, the Yankees and the Dodgers are the two ones that are really carrying the monster because they sell and they're huge. Like Dodger Stadium and Yankee Stadium, that's 50 plus. They're about the only teams that are really doing that. Everybody else, no one goes in Tampa. No one goes in Miami. No one goes. The White Sox right now. I watched a YouTube video. He said, "Oh yeah, I love going to White Sox games because I get to sit out here and nobody's out here."
Yeah, because the Cell is empty, but like the Cell's a big stadium too, right? It had a lot of seats and it's empty. I've always meant to go to Camden, but what's Camden sit?
Camden's about 30, almost 40. I don't know the exact number off the top of my head, but if I had to guess, it's like 39, 40, something like that.
Yeah, so 33 for Vegas is a good number. That's a good number.
The attendance in baseball is about that. Is about a little more than that and things like that. And they don't need it for anything else. They have and then that was the other thing, like back in the day, football and all that other stuff. Now these things are so specialized. Soccer too. Like that's why you only have 20,000 for soccer.
In order to get an MLS team, you have to build an MLS stadium now. That's why Orlando got Orlando City and Tampa Bay Rowdies, who remember are all the way back from the NASL days, right? They wanted to go in the MLS, but Tampa wouldn't build them a stadium. And upstart Orlando City, they said, "Yeah, we'll build a stadium," and they got their own beautiful stadium. That's even the Chicago Fire had a stadium, left it to Soldier Field. Now they're going back. They're building a new stadium for the Fire. Because it works. These specialized stadiums work for these teams so much better. It's no more multi-purpose stadiums where you're playing a soccer game or a football game and you're running through the infield.
By the way,
also
Camden
to
Yards,
MLS stadiums. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Camden Yards 44.5.
44.5.
I was going to say Camden Yards. I thought it was over 41, but I wasn't sure.
Also,
Man.
to these MLS stadiums, you don't need a lot of money either. You don't need like $1 zillion like they're spending in Las Vegas. Like, because they are smaller, you don't have as many luxury boxes and all that stuff. So you don't need as much
I'm
money.
absolutely loving this. Go Pack Go all day. Is this your crew, Ken?
Yeah, he's from Huddle side. Yeah, same with Steve. Yeah. Oh, shots fired.
There's an H on there, by the way, buddy. We're not in Texas.
Right.
It would be
No, there
hilarious.
is a
though, if
Pittsburgh,
the North-
That is one of the 5 biggest games of the year I have is the Steelers and the Packers.
Yeah.
When they
That's gonna
play, I think if Aaron has anything left, you're going to see it on that day. If Aaron has anything left, he should be.
Well, when he plays
have
the
to
Bears,
motivate
that's
him.
a big one too. Because if if the Steelers beat the Bears, and you know what Aaron's going to talk is, "I still own you" thing, blah blah blah. But yeah, it's him playing the NFC North this year is going to be interesting. That's going to be interesting. And I hope
There you go, Josh.
I hope the Packers win that game because he does not belong in the 32 club.
I wish
Packers
it was-
were in
I
the
wish it was
playoffs last
way
year,
there,
Josh.
Rodgers.
Well,
Who's he throwing the ball to? He's throwing the ball to
DK.
Matt Golden in that game.
Calvin Austin.
Oh, DK Metcalf. Yeah, I'm sorry.
yeah.
I hope you're right, Adam. I
What am I
You
going
know,
to say?
I hope-
Robert Woods? Jesus Christ.
No, I mean, I know-
Old head Robert.
the first
Hey,
two
he
the
was
first two
good
looks.
he was good in his day. He was good in Buffalo and St. Louis, Robert.
I'll
Woods.
take him back then.
Yeah, but the first two looks are Metcalf and Freiermuth, and then if it's Roman Wilson or Calvin Austin or Caleb
Robert
Johnson or
Woods is a
whoever,
pretty good receiver.
after that-
Don't diss on him.
he's
Was
no better
trading-
than Allen Robinson, and we ditched him.
Would you guys have rather kept Pickens?
I
I'm
would.
legitimately asking.
No,
I would have. Rich doesn't. I would have.
if Pickens would have stayed there, we wouldn't even made it out of training camp before it would have gone full blown MMA at Latrobe, because Metcalf would have handled Pickens' crap for about 8 seconds, and Metcalf would have just straight body pressed him and body slammed him, and it would have been over. Pickens would have been crawling off to a corner wanting to go to another team.
Steve,
Bard's already in Pittsburgh, right?
Calvin Austin is becoming the Lazard, just to let Steve know.
If
Being
Lazard
honest.
gets cut though by the Jets, I wouldn't be surprised if the Steelers brought him in.
Isn't he already in Pittsburgh? I thought Lazard.
No.
Mm-mm. Nope.
One of
let's
Aaron's
not count
guys
it.
went over there.
Let's not jump the gun here, buddy. Come on. Oh, shit. Steve, if you like Yankee talk, Jamie does it on Tuesday night on here before we go live on open mic.
Yeah, absolutely, Steve.
Guys, I gotta fly.
I was just gonna say, we ready to wrap this up, boys?
Alrighty,
Yeah.
that was quick.
Well, you jumped in at the halfway point. What else more do you want?
True.
An extra half. Oh yeah, not much football. There was a lot of basketball. I don't even watch much basketball anymore. It was good to talk some basketball and other sports today. It was nice.
I'm gonna start watching when it comes back to NBC next fall.
Dude, women's NBA is running a show right now by the name of Sophie Cunningham.
Oh baby.
I knew Jamie was gonna do it. I knew it.
I just can't.
I can see you teeing him up there, Adam. You
I
were
just
just
can't-
teeing him up for the
I guess I'm just
He is cute,
I can't
though.
get excited by baseball in the summer anymore. I'm just too excited to wait for football and other sports to come back, like hockey. And for me, baseball is just kind of like, right now.
Wow, your Cubs are doing good.
I know they're doing good, but I mean, it's like for me, baseball has become like basketball for me. With some of the changes they've made to the game and whatnot, to me, it's lost some of that luster or some of the appeal that it used to have for me.
Yeah,
Whereas the
but
NHL and the
that's
NFL
what
has
makes the
not.
game go faster.
Gotcha.
My Cubbies are doing good though.
I know. We're 3 outs away from beating the Phillies.
I don't watch no college lacrosse.
Yeah, dude.
I like.
You don't live in Maryland because it's everywhere. College lacrosse, I think lacrosse, at some point actually might be the state sport.
I was just gonna say, yeah, Rav, I got to agree with you, man. When I did radio in Cambridge, they were like, "Well, you want to go watch some lacrosse?" And I'm going, "Excuse me."
No.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, I mean, forget everything else, man.
I have a
High school
lacrosse stick.
I went to the state championships at the high school lacrosse state championship game. They had like 15,000 people at the freaking game. High school lacrosse.
Yeah,
What the hell is this?
Go Pack Go, man. It's so hard to watch the CFL. And it's amazing because the CFL is older than the NFL.
I try to get into it and it
UFL and
sucks. CFL
Do
sucks.
you watch the UFL,
Baltimore
Ken?
actually had a CFL championship. That's actually part of the
I missed the
appeal.
UFL season, Rich. It's just I blew past it. I just wasn't seeing it. And the CFL, like, it's funny because the CFL is actually older than the NFL. And it's just, I have a hard time watching it. I just have a hard time watching
I was just curious because to me the CFL is better than the UFL.
Yeah, I missed the UFL season. Like I said, usually you see something that makes, oh yeah, I got to watch the game today, but I just didn't have any of that where I'm at. My former nephew works for the St. Louis Battlehawks, and I still didn't watch. So I'm like, okay. The CFL, it's interesting because, like I said, they're an older league than the NFL, but you'd think it'd be better football than it is. And I guess it's okay, but I just, at that point, I'm like, I'll just go watch reruns of old NFL games.
You get challenge anything in the CFL, which is cool.
Big thing about the CFL is it's not the UFL or the XFL or whatever you want to call it. It's not NFL football.
Yeah,
that's the creme de la creme, and
Nothing's
everybody
gonna
else
touch-
is fighting a second.
It's like going from watching. Yeah, I mean, it's like watching. Like some people like minor league baseball, and nothing against it, but would you sit there and watch all your minor league baseball games on TV? No, you wouldn't. They're fun to go to, but you're not trying to watch them all on TV.
No, I only go to them. I don't watch minor. I only watch college or MLB on TV. That's it. If I go to if I'm watching minor league, I'm going to the game. But I've only been to 2 in the same week. I went all the way to Corpus to watch the Hooks. And then the next day, I went back towards Houston and went to Sugar Land and watched the Space Cowboys the next day. And so pissed I didn't go the night I went to the Hooks game because at that time, the Space Cowboys were playing the Express, which is the minor league team for the Texas Rangers. That night, it was Lance McCullers Jr. versus Dallas Keuchel. I could have saw 2 former Astro players playing, but no, I had to go to fucking Corpus to watch the.
I mean, like I went to in Jacksonville when there used to be the Suns. I think now they're the Jumbo Shrimp. I went to a couple games when I was living there, and then here in Pensacola we have the Blue Wahoos, and I've been to a couple games for the Blue Wahoos, and they're fun to go to. It's a different experience.
Jumbo Shrimp.
Yeah, the Jumbo Shrimp. I think they're the Marlins affiliate now. But I mean, those games are fun to go to because it's a different atmosphere than a major league game. A little bit, it's a little more fun. But like no one watches them on TV. Well, that's to me like watching the CFL or the UFL or whatever, like Rich or whatever we're calling it these days. That's what's like doing. It's like I can watch the Bundesliga. I can watch Bayern Munich against Borussia Dortmund. Their A teams, but am I going to watch their B teams play each other? No, I'm not.
You watch Barcelona.
To take a chance whenever.
Not their B teams. I'll watch Barca and Real Madrid. Their A teams play each other.
Yeah, I only watch A team. I don't watch the females or the back.
Yeah, I'm not watching their B team or their U21 team. I want to see the first club.
You want to see Harry Kane. You want to see Harry Kane in them play. You want to see Messi play.
Yeah.
You want to see Ronaldo play or
Ronaldo is he's still playing for Al Nassr or whatever. That's actually some big news. There is talk that Neymar may be coming to MLS. But like Neymar to me is like LeBron James. He's a lot of talk that doesn't win anything.
I thought Messi was Messi was the Michael Jordan of MLS. How about that?
He is, the argument goes who's better, Messi or Ronaldo. Messi still puts in some goals. I mean, Ronaldo went to a league where the talent's not as good as even the MLS. Messi's found out the MLS has talent, which is good for the MLS.
Messi going to Barcelona and even PSG is like Jordan going to the Bulls, but when he got to the States, him going to Miami is like Jordan going to the Wizards because he ain't won shit in Miami.
He's done well, and they've got a good team, but the talent level in the MLS has gone up significantly. I mean, when you look at I can see his face from Inter
David
Miami.
Beckham.
No, after Beckham. He played then he went back. He came and played for LA, then he went to Inter. And he ripped on LeBron every chance he got. Abramovich. When Abramovich came and played for 2 seasons at MLS, then he went back to Serie A and won Serie A titles again. Like that's when you knew that the talent level in MLS was good, getting better, because while Abramovich Zlatan did really good in the MLS, he didn't own the MLS. He was just a really good player in the MLS. And then he went back to Serie A and was a stud in Serie A and won Serie A titles. It's like the MLS is actually starting to get up to some of these European leagues like Serie A. They're maybe not at the Premiership level yet or Bundesliga, but they're getting there.
Who did he play for Serie A? He played for Milan?
Inter Milan, he played where Pulisic is now.
Yeah. Well,
Pulisic
this is all like national soccer leagues in other countries, but the GOAT of GOATs is the Premier League. Like that's the fucking king of soccer.
Is it though?
Premier League. I don't know. I love watching Premier League.
Barca has the most Champions Leagues. I mean,
yeah, but La Liga all it relies on is 2 clubs. No one's watching La Liga to watch any other team. They're only watching Madrid or Barcelona.
I think
you can watch Liverpool, you can watch Manchester, you can watch Belhaven, you can watch Manchester United, who are the Dallas Cowboys.
Gets more money.
Major League Soccer, Josh.
The Premiership has more money and advertising behind it than maybe the other leagues do. Like you're right, because you go to France after PSG, what team do you really know in France? If you go to you go to German league, okay, everyone knows Bayern and maybe Bayern Leverkusen. Maybe there's like 3 or 4 teams they probably know.
What is it? The Boys or whatever, or they have a team called the Boys or something like that.
You got Leipzig. I mean, but you've got a lot of teams in Germany that people don't know of. I mean, but yeah, you're right. Premiership, more people know, but I think that's because they got a better apparatus for getting their team seen outside of the league than what the other leagues did, and that's why the Premiership is so big worldwide. Is they were the first to really go international with their games and make sure they were seen everywhere. Because the Bundesliga is still behind that power curve. La Liga is behind it. I mean, Serie A is way behind it.
I don't watch Serie A. I just watch everyone you name plus Scottish Premiership because I'm a Celtic fan.
Yeah, but I mean, but the Premiership just gets they're on network television in the U.S. The Bundesliga, you have to get ESPN Plus for. Same for La Liga. So I mean, Premiership just has it's like
you just got Paramount Plus. You got Paramount Plus, then you can watch all this, especially during Champions League.
Yeah, you can watch Champions League on Paramount Plus, yeah. Or if you just get a good IPTV.
If you want to watch Premiership, you just got to have USA Network or Peacock.
Yeah. But they're actually on network television more. Like, doesn't Fox carry their network games, right? Premiership. So I mean,
sometimes like FS.
The Premiership's on regular network television, whereas the other leagues are not.
But I
think they get better coverage than MLS.
Because MLS you got to get Apple TV.
Apple, yeah.
You got to get the season pass, which is like $100 for the whole season, or
just get you a good IPTV provider.
All right, hold on, guys. Rich, are you gonna go? You're giving that look.
No, I was gonna head out.
Sorry, sidetracked.
I just didn't want to drop out on everybody. I'm gonna go ahead and head out.
I know that look. You're my co-host. I know that look.
You could have left. You wouldn't have hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
I don't like to just drop.
I know you don't like. I know you don't talk soccer. That's why I was looking at his face like he's about.
Yeah,
I can talk soccer a little bit. No, not as much as I can everything else, but soccer's not
like
thing.
Goldberg and Gunther, huh?
Well, I've been watching group stage.
I can talk a hell of a lot more wrestling than I can soccer. Let's put it that way.
I can talk a lot of wrestling. I'm not going to talk a lot of wrestling because it's sex right now.
Rich, and they're not going to toss away $20 million to go to Saudi Arabia. I understand what you said on Twitter about the safety. They do not care. That's $20 million they're getting site fee at least. I'm lowballing. It could be anywhere between 20 and 50.
Do you understand that they
don't care.
They have 200 people right now that are stuck in Qatar? They can't
They don't
even
care.
get to Saudi Arabia. They can't even get to Saudi
They
Arabia.
don't
They will.
care, dude.
And he won't get to watch his boy because they called the match off because dipshit's scared to travel there.
I'm not
Dominic-
disagreeing with any of that, but they don't. Yeah, that's a lot of money, dude. They're not gonna just. They don't care.
That's what TKO's
What are
all
they gonna
about.
do? Ghost wrestle? If the guys can't get to the freaking stadium, who's gonna do the show?
If circumstances force them, they can't. That's different. But they're not just gonna say, you know, that,
It's
they're not gonna. Do
4 days before the show. 4. It takes 2.5 days to set up the Titantron.
They
and all that kind of
they
shit.
didn't cancel WrestleMania in the pandemic. They didn't cancel it until the
No,
actual
they just
insurance
did
company
it with
actually
nobody
forced it.
there.
And they
I'm-
pre-taped
okay.
it all. Everything was pre-taped.
I'm just saying. That's how
I'm
they roll.
telling you.
They don't give a shit.
As
All they,
long as
it's
those
all about,
flight restrictions,
it's all
as
about
long
money.
as those flight restrictions into Saudi Arabia are there, there's no way they can get there to get to Riyadh to do the show.
Triple H and Nick Khan have a private jet.
And the
That's what
Rock.
they're gonna say.
You know, TKO ruined WWE.
What are they gonna
You
do?
know
Put
they
all
ruined
the team, all the guys in the ring, and all the shit for the Titantron and all that kind of stuff on that plane?
You damn right. Absolutely.
it. It's all about money. TKO ruined WWE.
They're gonna try to anyway. I'm not.
Just like
Grab, someone muted you.
No,
I'm sorry, go
knowing
ahead.
the way that those yahoos are doing business right now, Rav, I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if it's like Thursday and they call it.
You're
It
muted,
makes no
sir.
sense, but I wouldn't be the least bit surprised.
Rich has
Anyway,
got to go,
guys.
so I won't say nothing. Nah, I'm good.
We'll talk. We'll talk. Hey, man, we'll talk whenever you want to. It's cool. But yeah, I gotta go, guys. So we'll do it again next week. Adam, we got tomorrow night.
Yes, sir. Are we doing sleeper? Or are we doing ESPN or what are we doing, Rich?
We can do sleeper. That's fine.
You guys all got sleeper. Jamie, I know you said you're not doing it. Rav, are you doing the fantasy football with us?
Yeah, I'm in with you guys. Fantasy football.
And are you joining us?
Yeah, you asked me. I mean, I can. You have to send me the link to get in the league. But yeah, but remember tomorrow we're also doing. I don't know, Jamie, if you're coming by, but we were going to do a JB show while he's out.
Oh,
tomorrow,
I'm
too.
coming on.
Yeah.
I want to
Me
be
and
on.
Rich have our show. I might be fired tomorrow. Who knows? But if I get fired tomorrow, are we going to go early if we get fired?
We can go early.
With the look they were giving
We
me
get done
today,
early.
man, I don't trust
wanna-
them from fucking a
I want to.
wall right
I
now.
want to be in. I want to be in fantasy football when the season actually starts. If y'all doing a fantasy league, count me in when the shit really starts.
Yeah, it's kind
Well,
of a
no,
little
that's
early
what
to
I was
draft.
telling you that day when we were talking. The draft will be last week of August,
Yeah.
early September. I don't do these July drafts and that kind of stuff.
I don't do this every
It's
week.
end of
shit.
August.
I
You
don't do that.
know,
I want.
No, you
wants
don't
to
do DFS
no one wants to
either?
do a dynasty league, huh?
I want the real.
I'd
shit.
rather not.
He wants commitment. Look at even Rav's on there like, you want commitment? I don't do commitment.
I'd rather just redraft. You know, we can call it. We can do keeper.
How many
We can
keepers
do
though?
keep.
I have been married 19 years, Ken. That's commitment enough, bro.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's all the commitment we need is we're married. That we don't need any more commitment after that.
2 keepers, Ken, for 2 years.
I'm not totally against that.
Jamie, you're not playing, right? You're going to your other league.
Yeah.
All right, so we got 5. I think Joffrey
Yeah,
said he joined.
I'll get the to you guys. You know, and then we can figure out the draft date in amongst all of us, and go from there.
We're gonna
Do we
live
want to do
stream the
10? Do
draft.
we want to do 10 or 12?
Depends who signs up.
I'm just
Okay.
asking, like, what's your target? Does anyone have a preference? Some people do, some people don't. 10, 12? No
It
more
don't
than
matter to
12,
me,
though.
10 or
'cause then-
12. Yeah, no
I'm-
more than 12.
I'm more like that. Like no more than 12. If it's 8, 10, whatever, I'm not. No,
Yeah, I'm
no
like
more
that.
than 12.
Are we gonna live
Josh
stream the
wants-
draft? Are we gonna
Josh
live
wants
stream the
10
draft?
too.
Are we live streaming the draft?
We can.
Probably. I mean, we could. We're only going to
And-
have 60 seconds between picks, though.
That's good enough for me. I
Yeah, if we're all here in a room, that'd be good.
All I'm
Josh
looking at
wants to
is that
join. That's 6.
Here's my thought process on that. 60 seconds. There's 16 guys on a team. Times 12 guys. That's 192 picks. That's 3.5 hours if everybody takes their full time.
I'll pick quick.
I realize for the first few rounds it'll go quick, but it will go slow as we go. So that's why I don't want to make it where it's a 2.5 hour draft either.
I was in a draft once with 12 people. The first round literally went less than 5 minutes. Everybody had their first round picks ready.
I've been big
the
leagues
first few rounds will be fine. Once you get past like round 5, 6.
The last draft I did,
I've been in live drafts for over 3 hours.
I've done live drafts where the shortest was like 40 minutes. The longest one was maybe almost 2 hours.
Yeah, it just depends on how much side chatter.
Oh, the Brewers showed up today, huh, Rich?
Yeah.
Astros
Skeens goes tomorrow afternoon.
We had Framber Valdez today, and we won 1-0.
So Skeens goes tomorrow in the rubber game.
Ooh, I still need to get me a Skeens jersey. Still never got that.
Talk to me, Marcus, off camera.
Well, let's see if does Cade Anderson go number 1 or he goes top 3, top 4 in the draft after that performance in the World Series in the National Championship?
What about the kid from Arkansas too?
Fuck Arkansas.
Nats are insane. They don't take Cade Anderson after that. That was awesome. Gotta be the number 1 pick.
It's Nats, Angels, Mariners, and the Rockies. That's the top 4, the first 4 picks, I think.
Yeah.
He's gonna end up with one.
I'm in a dynasty.
See y'all tomorrow.
Rich, you want to tell people to get a hold of you real quick before you bounce?
Yeah, Twitter, Big Rich 8371, Twitter, X, whatever we're calling it today. Facebook, it's just Rich Richardson. And hit me up. Hit us up here on the YouTube page or wherever you get your favorite podcast. I'll see you tomorrow night for Steel City Sports Talk, Adam.
Yes, sir. I'll talk to you tomorrow night, sir.
Have a good one, Rich.
All right, man. See y'all later.
Later, Rich.
Talk to y'all later.
So Framber in 7 innings. In this game, he had 4 hits, 4 base on balls, 3 strikeouts, and 55 strikes on 92 pitches.
That's a good outing.
The only one that scored was Victor Hummel, like just somebody out of nowhere, and he hit a home run. That was the only point. Was a home run by Victor Hummel, and he's I don't know where he came from, but it's like he must have got called up from the minor leagues. Not Victor Hummel, Cooper Hummel. He used to play for Baltimore. I'm thinking of Carantini, Victor Carantini. I didn't know where the fuck he came from. He was hitting home runs the other day against the fucking Angels, and then next thing you know, you got your same guys. I miss Jordan Alvarez, but I'm replacing him with Cameron Smith. Cameron Smith's a bad motherfucker. Come out of Florida State. I love Cam Smith. That boy is a bad.
Steve, I'm in a dynasty league with defense, so I listen to rap sometimes and get all my fantasy defense because you really want them Ravens defense players. But I did drop Trenton Simpson though.
I hope you're listening to 2000s rap.
That was smart, getting rid of Trent. I don't know if he's going to start for us this year. That's a whole new thing.
I have Malachi Starks though, and Cal Hamilton.
I'm about to roll out too, so can't see it.
All right.
My next show is Friday.
I was going to say, Mark, you've been lining them up left and right here lately, buddy.
Oh yeah, I've been keeping up with the World Series, and now I'm keeping up with CONCACAF Gold. But next episode's Friday, where I predict the quarterfinals. I'm going to talk C.J. McCollum going to the Wizards, talk Astros, talk Dynamo, talk Game 7 of the NBA Finals, and I'm going to make my predictions for that crappy Night of Champions show. But now on the goes on Instagram. You can find it on Instagram. I made an account over the weekend.
Did you figure out how to run it from here?
What you mean?
Like go live from here on it. Did you figure out how to do it?
Well, yeah, I knew how to do it. I just forgot to tag myself in the last episode, but I'm just...
No, I mean go live, like put your Instagram on StreamYard and go live from there.
Oh, no, I'm not using that as a destination because in case shows go over an hour, that's just there for me to post clips from funny moments or cool moments or pictures, or I might take personal shit and put on there. Like if I'm trying to go to the Astros game against the Orioles in August. When I go, I might take pictures at the game and post them on that account as well.
There you go. There you go. All right, Marcus.
I want to go the night. I'm trying to go the night they retire Billy Wagner's jersey, which is August the 18th, I think. No, 16th. That's the night I'm trying to go watch them play Baltimore, is when they retire Billy Wagner's jersey. But
Nice.
no, I'm on Twitter at BigHoss337. The show's on Twitter at OnTheGo_TXLA. We're both on Instagram. I'm also on Facebook. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Marcus on the Go. And I always tell people, don't just subscribe to me, subscribe to this YouTube channel as well to catch all y'all's content, because y'all all kick motherfucking ass.
Yes, sir. I don't know where.
And I'm gonna have to bring you on one day to talk some soccer shit.
Yeah. My wife looks at me and goes, "You're doing another show?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm retired. This is what we do."
Oh, and whenever the Saints play the Bears, we'll have to do either a watch along or a prediction episode for that week too.
Oh, we love War Weeks. We'll have you on House All for that.
Oh yeah.
What time is House All?
On Wednesday night, it's at 7 p.m. Central. No. Yeah. And then on Sunday, it's 11 a.m. Central in the morning, pregame.
There you go, Marcus. There's their show for your battleground.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it's always on X.
I'll come hop on and say hello and everything and
So tomorrow night. Wait. What time are you on them? You're usually at 8 tomorrow, right? Yeah, you're at 8 Central or 8 Eastern.
I'm in Central
me?
time.
Yeah.
Me and depending on what's going on with my job, either me and Rich are going live at 8 p.m. Eastern or 9 p.m. Eastern.
Okay.
I'm in-
yeah,
But if I go early, I'm going to try and come over to.
I'm having a retiree moment. I had to make sure my timing is right. So yeah, House is on at 7 p.m. tomorrow night, and then JB's roundtable is at 8 p.m. Central tomorrow night. So
I might hop on. I might come hop on. I'll try and come up on and make an appearance.
yeah, well, we wait for JB to get back on his show. About 2 more
Right.
weeks.
All right,
fellas.
you can get. We good. We done with sports talk for the night, boys.
Yeah, we can be. I can eat dinner. The wife brought it to me.
But
That's why she gave me that look like you're on another podcast. I'm like, yeah, I'm with the boys, of course.
Yeah, me and Rich do our show on Wednesdays, but when Rich was in the hospital, I was jumping on with you guys over there on the huddle with JB.
Yeah, hopefully JB will be back soon. So I like, actually, it's hard to. I wish I could keep JB's X account going, but obviously I can't. I can share it. No, I can't even share it directly to his page. And even if you
What?
add him, it won't post it to his page. He has to do it. So, but at least we're keeping his YouTube alive. So that's good.
Right. Yeah, I hope he. We don't really know, but we hope he recovers soon or gets out soon.
The word we had last week was, well, about a month. So right after July 4th is when he should be back. We're hoping. So,
Fucking shitty situation, kids.
yeah.
Shitty situation.
So, but he's always on. When he's back, he's on my X page every day as well. So you've got the kneecap biting. His kneecap biting on YouTube, and he's on my X when he's on. So miss not seeing his shows.
All right. You can get me at Sports Talking It on Twitter, guys. You can get me at Driving to the Top on Twitter, and you can get us here on the YouTube channel. Hit that like, subscribe button. Driving to the Top Productions. Look for Miss Phoenix on the cover of the page over there. Yeah. So me and Rich going live tomorrow night, and then we'll go from there. Go ahead, Rob, James. Yeah.
All right, I'll go ahead. So
Yours truly.
Hold on, Jamie. Hold on. Rob's gone. Jamie, you close this shit out, all right?
I know.
You know
I just forgot because I thought you said Jamie there, and you said Rap.
I said Rob.
And that's
You know
okay.
you
He did it to me last week on JB's show, and I was looking like, I guess I've closed. Okay.
all right, so definitely Ravery Sports .company.site. Definitely check that out if you're looking for Orioles and Ravens merchandise. So definitely go ahead and check that out as well. Definitely look for my links to Fanatics. So definitely you'll see that on the YouTube. You'll see it on the YouTube, but you'll see it on Twitter and Instagram, especially as far as that goes. On the podcast this week, the breakout players for the Ravens. We're going to talk about that. He mentioned Trent Simpson. We're going to talk about the young players that are going to break out, who may struggle on the podcast. Top 10 receivers in the NFL. We're going to list 1 through 10. We're going to do our all-star team. So who makes the all-star team? Who should? All the players based on merit who should be in the all-star game this year. And we're going to do our Orioles report. So definitely check that out on our YouTube page tomorrow. Regular podcast, 8 o'clock, 8:45 Wednesday. Wait a little bit for the Orioles while I'm watching the Orioles game.
Hey, before Jamie closes it out, let me add tomorrow as well. Every Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Central at Ken the Bear Fan on X, at the Huddle Sports Network, at Mike the Bear Fan, at Packer Backer News, on Roku, on Fire TV, on Apple, and all that good stuff. You've got Ken and Ken in the morning. That's every Monday through Friday. It's general NFL. This morning we talked about trash talk and the divisions, and we do that daily, and that's where like some of the guys like Steve and Go Pack Go are from. So thank you guys for coming over and watching tonight from the Huddle Sports Network. The guys that came over to watch tonight on Driving to the Top. Appreciate being here with you guys and loving you guys. Come visit us so you can catch House Hall, of course, tomorrow, JB show tomorrow, and then Ken and Ken in the morning and House on Sunday.
Sweet.
Okay.
Go ahead, Truly.
Yep. You guys can follow me, yours truly, at Bill's Chat 1, at Bill's Mafia Chat, and also at Jamie Molloy, the unbiased journalist, at DJ Dog Tags on X, theforkball.com, and stadiumrant.com, where I write about all sports. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, comment, ring the bell for notifications. You also can check me out here at Driving to the Top Productions every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock p.m. as Joe Dalio and I just did our latest episode of the Subway Conversation Chat. So go check that pod out. And then you can also, when you're done in the morning, check out this episode of Open Sports Night, which happens every Tuesday night at 2 o'clock p.m. And then you can, or not 2 o'clock, I meant 9 o'clock p.m. Sorry. You guys can also catch, you can catch me, Ken, and the boys usually on every Wednesday night at 9 o'clock on the Huddle Sports Network, where we talk NFL, Lions and Bears and everything. Oh my, on there. And then you can catch me starting next year back on Thursday nights, where Adam and the guys and I are Driving the Top Productions, where we do UFL. We just wrapped up our season a couple weeks ago for that. And for more information on Driving to the Top Productions, you can visit our YouTube page, Twitch stream, Facebook stream, X stream, wherever you consume your podcast. I'm Jamie Malloy. We thank you for watching this episode of Open Sports, Open Mic Night on Sports here on Driving to the Top Productions. Have a good night, folks.